One of the big shifts that's happened during the course of my lifetime as an entrepreneur is the huge, dramatic, what I would say, change in what people are willing to pay for in the marketplace. And there is one thing that people want to pay as little as possible that they actually can, and there's something that people will pay almost any amount of money for in the marketplace. And so it all depends. Are you in the business of getting paid as little as possible, or do you want to be in the marketplace or in a business where you get paid as much as possible? The differences of getting paid as little as possible is that what you are offering in the marketplace is a transaction, and a transaction is people pay you and they essentially get what they wanted to get, and they don't get anything more. They just get, you walk into a supermarket, you're looking for transactions because, you have a list, a grocery list, and you want to pay for it, and you don't want to have any education around it. You don't want to have any commentary around it. You don't want any extra effort around it. You just want what's on your list, and you want to pay for it, and if possible, you'd like to pay as little as possible, and you'd like to get in and out as quickly as possible. And that really is what transactions are. And guess what? The vast majority of the economy worldwide on a daily basis involving 7 billion people is mostly transactions. Nothing wrong with them. And the vast majority of entrepreneurs, if you're going to learn a new business and you're going to become good in the marketplace, you have to essentially go through the school of transactions. So what happens to entrepreneurs after you've become trained in the transactional world and you really have some dreams about yourself of creating greater value than the rest of your industry does, then you have to make a switch into what I call the transformation economy. So I'll give you an example that everyone knows, and that's Starbucks. Okay, so here's Starbucks. Well, what are they offering? They're offering coffee, and coffee's coffee, and they come from beans, and most people really don't know the difference between beans. And, they combine it with water, and, water's water, beans are beans, and they put it in a cup, and, so does everybody else. So they're doing all the things that a transaction business is doing, but they've added something else, because whereas other people for a cup of coffee can get $1, Starbucks will charge you $5, and people love the experience. And that puts the focus on what has been added that made a transaction into a transformation was a particular type of experience. And you enter into the world where people will pay 3 times more, 4 times more, 5 times more for what is just essentially a transaction commodity, but something has been added to the transaction that takes it into a world where people feel differently about themselves as a result of the purchase. They sell you on this culture, and for people who are in the market for feeling really great about themselves from the habit of drinking coffee, Starbucks provides this special community that you belong to, and you like being seen with Starbucks coffee as opposed to some just regular store brand. If you go to McDonald's, you're going to get a transaction coffee. If you go to Starbucks, you're going to get a transformation coffee. So one of the things you have to consider as an entrepreneur is if you're going to be in the transaction business, then be really big. I mean, you want to be on the major stock exchanges, and you're the chief executive officer. But if you don't want to do that, then you should go in the other direction, and you should become a special experience for your clients and customers. I really want entrepreneurs to get very clear very early, and then stick with whether you're going to be in the transaction business, and which requires that you be a public corporation and very big, or you're going to be in the transformation business, which means that you put all your emphasis on wrapping very special experiences in a very special community and very, very special treatment of your clients and customers when they come. You can be extraordinarily successful in the transaction business if you're big. You can be extraordinarily successful in the transformation business if you constantly create a very, very special status for all your clients and customers. Anywhere in between, you're in trouble.